Hello everyone, my name is Justin and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. I was not expecting to be doing another bottle review video here before the end of the year, but I was walking through a new liquor store that I had never been to before and saw a bottle up on the shelf that I've never seen in person, and that was Old Carter. This one in particular is the very small batch number 2 PLDC, which was a Maryland, Virginia, and DC release only. It had a total of 676 bottles of this made, and this is bottle number 264. It is coming in at 116.4 proof, and this bottle cost me $230. Okay, so, fair warning, I just recorded this entire episode and it didn't record. So I'm doing it again. So I'm gonna do my best to make this as authentic and mimic what I did in the first video, but if you're wondering why there's a little missing out of the neck there, it's because it didn't record the first time. So let's do the bottle pop. Okay, pretty decent bottle pop there. Overall, I like the bottle. It looks nice, it looks old. The whiskey inside looks dark. Let's get the nose out of the bottle. Ooh. The nose out of the bottle is just pure wood and molasses. Some brown sugar on there, heavy on the brown sugar as well. Wood, molasses, brown sugar, very heavy on those three out of the bottle nose. So let's do a nice generous pour here of the Old Carter, very small batch, and get into this one today. By the way, I do have end of the year blinds coming up here soon. I just got these new, I call them the Matt Porter tasting glasses. I guess they're technically Scotch tasting glasses, but I just bought 6 of these because I realized pretty much all of my Glens have different types of logos on them. So I can't very well do an end of the year blinds when they all have different logos and I then would know which one is in which. So bought 6 of these here from Whiskey, which the Bourbon Junkies were promoting, got I think like 15% off, and we'll go from there. And I gotta say, the swirl does look a lot better in this glass for some reason than the regular Glen. But let's get right to it. Let's get to the nose. Oh yeah, heavy on the wood, heavy on the sweet molasses, brown sugar. Got a little bit of underlying apple, cinnamon, strawberry in there. Ooh, a little bit of chocolate there too. I got just a little bit of chocolate, which I actually didn't get the first time through recording this video. I got bittersweet chocolate. But yeah, really wood heavy, really oak heavy, really molassesy, brown sugary. A little bit of butterscotch in there on the end, those fruit notes. All right, well, I've smelled it enough. Let's go ahead and try it again. And oh yeah, that is a lot of oak. There is a lot of oak in this bottle. That is the predominant flavor that goes throughout my mouth. It actually starts really sweet, and then it gets into like a dry oak. It's not like the sweet oak that you get out of some. It's like it transitions from the sweet flavors that you get up front, and then it goes into a dry oak, and then on the finish, you get a little bit of smoke and a little bit of barrel char. Yeah, up front, you get a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, just maybe a hint of strawberry or raspberry up front on the initial sweetness blast. Very nice legs on there. It smells old. I don't think there's an age statement on this bottle. I would have to look online. If there is, I'll put it here. But it doesn't smell like young whiskey. Especially with the way that the wood has really influenced it. The nose is spectacular. I love the nose. There's just a hint of bitterness on the end. It's not real pronounced, but there is just a hint of bitterness on the end. Like dried chunks of oak that are just melted molasses over them with brown sugar dashed on top. That's what the nose smells like, with a couple of those other underlying flavors as well. Yeah, I mean, that's good. It's definitely sweet up front. It goes heavy into the oak on the mid palate, then finishes with the barrel char, the smokiness. It's got that sweetness blast up front, and then it transitions into that older dry oak taste. So the question is for this bottle, and this video might be a little bit shorter than I intended just because I've already filmed it once. Where's it going to go on the tier list? Well, I think it's pretty easily going to go in the A tier. Going in the A tier here on the list. The question is it good enough to end up in my end of the year blinds video, which I wasn't expecting to be doing this video, but since this is a 2022 release and I just found it last week, I wanted to do an extra review video before I get to my end of the year blinds, just in case it was good enough to make what's going to be my top 6 of the year, which I'm going to do a blind battle for. So definitely up there with the most expensive bourbons that I have bought that I have up here. I think Blood Oath was around the same price. The Kavalan is definitely more expensive, but this was gifted to me, so I did not buy that. And then beyond that, I think it's the most expensive that I've paid. These 2 bottles right here. The Calumet 16 was less, the Kentucky Owl was less. I think pretty much everything else was much, much less. Yeah, so these 2 definitely the 2 most that I have paid for. That one the highest overall. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to go back and look at my list. Look at my reviews, see which bourbons I think deserve to be in the top 6. I can tell you at least 3 right now that are going to be in that. It's going to be the Blood Oath Packed 8, it's going to be the Calumet Farms 16, and it's going to be Barrel Bourbon Batch 32. I know those 3 for sure. The other 3, I'm not 100% yet. Driftless Glen might make it, that one we just did last week, but beyond that, I'm going to have to go back and look at my reviews. So we'll find out. It's definitely in the A tier. It's really good. Just that hint of bitteriness on the end, preventing it from possibly being in the S tier. It actually goes down very smooth for 116 proof. It doesn't linger too long. Yeah, it doesn't linger too long in your mouth. What does linger is barrel char and smoke, with just that hint of bitteriness that kind of comes and then fades off pretty quickly. So yeah, overall pretty good. It's going in the A tier. Hey guys, do me one big favor. I'm trying to ramp up the videos going into next year. This was kind of the first hobby side thing for 2022. I'm gonna do my best to really push out more videos on a constant basis than I did in 2022. So do me one big favor. If you're new here, hit like on the video, hit subscribe, come back next video whenever that comes out. It's going to be before the end of the year for the end of the year blind battle. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I'll catch you next time.